The views and opinions expressed in today's episode do not necessarily reflect those of ONYXCON, its affiliates, or associates. All opinions are those of Joseph R. Wheeler III. What's up, y'all? This is Joseph R. Wheeler III, the artist, the founder, and the president of the ONYXCON Foundation. And this is another episode of The Business. Today's episode is dedicated to wardrobe. Wardrobe. Now you might say, well, dang, man, the episode's dedicated to wardrobe. Why are you just chilling in just a V-neck undershirt? Like, why ain't you got on something fresh, super fresh? Because I want to make a point. First and foremost, I'm actually coming from a wardrobe check today with a fitting. I'm coming from a wardrobe fitting. But they're just going to typically just say a fitting. You got a fitting. It's an appointment. You're going to get paid for your fitting in addition to your COVID test, in addition to your days on set actually working in the scene. On the day, on a scene. Nothing more. You get paid for those too, by the way. All right. So if you're doing background, if you're doing, even once you start getting, speaking roles, it's even more. Then they deal with color check. Like you actually go through probably a whole day of wardrobe. I know for a fact because I did stand-in so many times, and many a time, even they would bring in the stand-ins to stand next to the actual actor in wardrobe to see who they like best for the way it's going to look on camera, for who's going to match that person enough to be the stand-in. And that was technically your audition to get that opportunity. And the next thing you know, you're booked. Did that on Dynasty. Shout out to Sam Adegoke. Sam Adegoke, my Nigerian brother. Man, I got a chance to be his stand-in on the pilot for Dynasty. And see, I bring that up to say this real quick, even though the episode really isn't about stand-in, but we mix all the topics together. We just give you general information here on The Business. But I love that opportunity and the story behind that because I'll never forget, it was one of those really unique things because you went in, and I've done these a million times, but when you go and do these, a lot of times you just in and out. They take a look, they pick somebody, they tell everybody else, thank you for coming out, have a good evening, or good day, whatever. You out like, oh damn, I didn't get it, all right, never mind. And I thought I wasn't gonna get that because if you know who Sam is, he's a way more chocolate brother than I am, and our features are, totally opposite in some ways. Two black men, two tall black men, but we just look a lot different, right? So I just knew, I said, man, all the other stand-in that were going for it, they were all wearing, so here's the point, here's what they were wearing. I always say this is what it was. It was the fact that I came for what it was. But they came wearing clothes like they were going to the club. They were all his complexion. They were all chocolate brothers. You know what I'm saying? They matched his complexion exactly, whatever. Didn't matter. I truly think to this day, the reason why I got that opportunity was my professionalism. I came in a full suit. Because I said, oh, this is for Dynasty? Yo, Dynasty, they be ragging down, y'all. This old terms for you young kids, but you know what I'm saying? I was born in the 70s, so I still speak a little bit of my parents' era, a whole lot of my own era, and a bit of what y'all be talking about. So save the smoke. Is that how y'all use that? I don't really care. Anyway, so they did this, right? They gave it to me. They gave me the opportunity, and I couldn't believe it because I'm standing in the lineup like, okay, this will be real quick and easy. They're gonna pick one of these other brothers because we were all the same height. We were all about 6'2". Sam is like right exact 6'2". I'm technically 6'1.5", but put some shoes on. I'm 6'2". I went back to the hold and they said, okay, fellas, thank you. The other thing that was great, we got a chance to eat it. You don't go to these and eat. But because it was at where they were doing some of the shooting, they had catering and they was like, yo, if y'all want some, breakfast or what we had left, go ahead and enjoy yourself. Before we even went in for this, it was like, this is freaking awesome, right? So I'm sitting down, I'm starting to gather up my stuff like, all right, I know I ain't get this one. It's never a waste of gas though. At least they saw my face. They know who I am. I'm putting up my stuff in my bag. And he was like, Joseph, I was like, oh yes. He was like, we'll see you on Monday. I was like, for real? Like, for real? So, it can be yours, And I want to stress mostly that I truly think dress to impress and dress not for the job you got, but for the job you want. All right? So herein lies another reason why I'm wearing my V-neck undershirt, right? And I want to say this too. Let me make this very clear because I know in this time, and I never would have, it was never a thing when I was growing up, but I can remember when it became a thing. And, okay, I'm a straight man all day, right? But with the way Atlanta has been identified now, which has nothing to do with what Atlanta's all about, it's, there's many tiers to all the identities of human beings in Atlanta, Georgia, right? So I've never, subscribed to the whole theory that the way someone dressed determines their orientation. Let me just get that out the way. And I'm stressing this for my straight dudes. I'm talking to y'all right now. I'm talking to my other straight brothers out here who might feel some kind of way about wearing certain things when they're trying to get out here and get work. Let me explain something to y'all. A lot of straight dudes I know will not wear a V-neck because they've heard that it's a thing in the gay community that, gay dudes like to wear them V-necks, man. I don't rock them, man, because I ain't with that. It's like, it's just a freaking t-shirt, man, with a V instead of a circle collar. That's all it is. Now, anybody else from that perspective that puts that stigma on it, I got issues with all that. Just don't put no stuff on nothing. Just let the shirt be a damn shirt. Right? Because let me tell you something. When you go to wardrobe, that's all they gonna see. That's all they gonna see. They gonna see. I'll never forget, I was on a set, and a brother I was talking to, and we was both, chopping it up about how long we've been doing the background and stuff. And he had a crew neck on with a dress shirt over it. Okay? And this is when I learned this. And I knew this anyway, but this is when I really learned how important this is. Because basically somebody in wardrobe told me the same thing one time, and that was all I needed to realize, oh, yeah, that makes sense. Basically, everything, before everybody puts all kind of popular trends and stuff, attachments and symbolisms and everything else to every damn thing that people do, right? Before all that stuff gets attached to stuff, people made garments for reasons. Every shirt, pants, anything you can think of went with a certain thing for a reason. If it's work clothes, if it was dress attire for a fancy occasion, a ballroom dance, a tribal celebration, I could just go on and on and on for millions of characters, detective, doctor, etc., blah, 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 blah. And you gotta observe society. You got to, as an actor, get out of your own head, get out of your own way, stay in your lane though. Here's me say this too. And I'm still speaking to my straight brothers out here who feel some kind of way entering this biz, and some of the stuff you're gonna have to do at times that ain't that big a deal. Now, me personally, like I say, clothes don't determine your orientation, but I ain't wearing no dress. I'm not that dude. Don't even come to me with that role. Don't. It's a comedy. I don't want it. Sorry, just not for me. Has Denzel ever wore one? I'm a Denzel type of dude. That's who I'm gonna be. That's what I'm aiming for. That's what I want to be recognized as. Yes, I will do comedy. I'll make you laugh until you fall over, begging me to stop telling jokes. All right. I know I got chops when I get, I ain't a stand-up comedian, but I got some chops. So I can do comedy. I can do silly. And I mention that only because of the history of that with a lot of actors doing that whole thing as it considered part of comedy, right? It's just not my lane. That's all it is. The whole thing with orientation, I stay in my lane, but I don't let my lane destroy my opportunities on some super narrow, super ridiculous stuff. When it comes to wearing fitted garments, for example, I used to wear the baggiest of the baggiest clothes ever in the 90s, y'all. I was Mr. 90s at one point in life. I was so in it, I didn't even realize how far I was in it. I had to come out of it because I saw photos of myself and I looked ridiculous. I used to turn to the side and I lean back and my shirt would be doing like this, like a bell, because I'm in the middle of it like this little stick, and then there's this huge shirt going like this. I'm like, man, this is crazy, man. What do I look like? This looks stupid as hell, So I stopped wearing all that. I started wearing stuff that fits me is my point. And there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. I mean, it's crazy now, everybody wants the fitted look, whatever your perspective is, right? And I do not like skinny jeans. So here's the other point. Don't have wardrobe, don't get into the mind state that just because something's a trend, that it's gonna look good on everybody. This is one of my issues with wardrobe. They'll put you in stuff sometimes. I had some folks trying to put me in some skinny jeans. I was like, did you not notice these big old, I ain't trying to brag, but I got some real big legs, y'all. I got some calves, I got some thighs, I got muscle. I got muscle in my legs. I got muscle all over, but my legs, they there. I can skip leg day. I mean, maybe I shouldn't sometimes, but I'm just saying I do it because I know what I got. Hey, you know what you got, right? I'm not that dude. You put me in them things, it's gonna look like a pair of damn jean leotards or something. They're gonna look crazy as hell. And somebody tried to do that one time. I could barely put the things on. Like I came out the out the dressing room and just took one look at the wardrobe and like, you really want this? And they just felt embarrassed. I was like, yeah, you should feel real silly right now because y'all insisted on me putting this on. I know you feel real stupid looking at these pants about to explode. Like I can't even get them together. I couldn't even zip them up, folks. It was not a good thing. It was not good. So anyway, so they switched me out. But my point is, know what works on you, determine the type of characters you want to be known for, brand yourself. And this is for the actor who wants to be branded. Some actors want to be, I'll play anything. Do you? I hope you're good at it though, because that's what I hate is when folks think they can do everything, even when they are great actors and they pick something they have nothing to pull from. And it'd be the wackest damn movie. All the critics beat it up, all the fans beat it up, and then they sit there wondering, and then they get all in their art thing thinking, well, I did it anyway for art. Yeah, okay, fine, but just don't keep doing that. I promise you, it ain't good for your career. It ain't good. That's just my perspective. I said it. I ain't pulling a damn thing back. I speak truth here. If it ain't no truth, where's the world going? We need more truth. So back to this. So the reason why I started buying V-necks, and I still have crews too. I got plenty of crew necks. I like to buy packs of both. And I'm that dude, I'll wear them out before I go buy some new. I need to buy some new ones. This one's getting kind of old, but I wore it today because I had my top button unopened. Anytime you wear a dress shirt in Hollywood and your top button is, it ain't gotta be the two buttons open, with the sexy chest, but if they want that, then when you get in this, you show them a little bit of the hair or whatever on the chest, dude, I promise you, you're gonna look lame as hell and real simple if you got a damn crew neck on between your open collar. It's not the look. And the wardrobe folk gonna check you on it if they're any good for the type of movie it is. Now, if that's the character, if your character's supposed to be a guy who doesn't know these things and could care less, then yeah, they're gonna give you that look. You know what I mean? And I still play some roles where, yeah, that is the look. Like, you got on a crew neck, you got your shirt a little bit open, and you got your collared shirt. And typically, if that happens, it's always a blue collar dude. The character's always blue collar. He's always a guy who would care less about how he looks as much, because he just ain't into fashion at all. So here again, know your look, know your lane. What do you want? If that's what you want, don't be mad if you don't ever get Mr. Sexy fit guy who always looks good in a suit that is fitted, that is bespoke. What's bespoke? It's amazing how many people don't know what this word is, but they want to play roles that require wearing a lot of suits. I learned all this stuff because I realized at a certain time in my life, I didn't know. I grew up with a dad who wore suits all the time at one point. Then he didn't have to work that kind of job anymore, so he wasn't wearing suits all the time. But I was familiar with suits. I knew how to tie a tie. I knew different types of shirts. I still didn't know as much as I thought I knew till I started doing this. Then I learned, what the spread collar is, what the other collars that go down, the collars that come out just a little bit, and I'm forgetting the names on camera as I speak of this, but I know the styles and what they typically go with on looks. A fat knot, a skinny knot of a tie, a Windsor, a half Windsor. I even know the Eldridge knot. Well, I don't know it, but I pull up a YouTube video, I can do it and it look damn good on me, right? So I'm just saying, I've done these things because I took the time to study it and understand. If you want certain roles, if you want certain looks, get out your own way. You know what I'm saying? Yes, some of these things do tend to lean more towards quote unquote metrosexual culture and all that stuff. But metrosexual, if you're a straight dude, you're still straight, man. You're just a dude who likes style. Be that dude. Don't ever have no shame about it. Get that work, because the work is there when you get out your own way. So here's what happened. The homeboy on set had this collared shirt. He damn near got in an argument with the daggone wardrobe lady, because she came and she said, we're gonna switch out that shirt because we're gonna have you in this dress shirt. And he's like, oh man, no, I like my shirt. She's looking at him like, what are you talking about? Like, are you a kid? Like, is this your Linus blanket or something? Check the Peanuts if you don't know the character Linus. Anyway, what is wrong with you? Like, it's just a shirt. I'm gonna give you another shirt. You can take your shirt home, but today on set, I'm gonna need you to wear this V-neck because your shirt is gonna be open. You're at the scene was in a club, you're gonna be dancing. Trust me, you're gonna look lame as hell if you got your shirt open with more fabric here. Be sexy, show some skin, put the chest on it. This is the male version of cleavage, folks. This is how this is psychologically looked at in the biz. Get over yourself. If you wanna be Mr. Sexy, say it with your chest. I promise you, it's gonna work. So here's the moral of the story that made this so hilarious. This was earlier in the day, right? It was one of them long days. We got there, I don't know, early, freaking 6 a.m. or something, I don't know, as I remember it. And big group too. This is way before, COVID stuff, years ago. This same dude, they switched him out. He finally kind of, all right, you know what I'm saying? You know, he all his, you know, when I talked to the dude, I got to know him enough to know, okay, he was a country boy. You know what I'm saying? He didn't know. He just didn't know. Like, I'm country too, but I'm ATL country. I ain't country. But I know country folk. I got country folk in my family, and they still my peoples. You understand what I'm saying? All right, now, anyway, so they put him in this shirt. Now he even got, you know how you put on something you ain't never put on, looking in the mirror, like, she kind of look good right there. They kind of free. Yeah, okay, yeah, right. Well, why you about to be in an argument with this lady? She trying to help you out. Lo and behold, get on set. Who got a feature with one of the main girls on the show? When I say major feature, the girls at the club, girls night out, one of the girls is jealous of her boyfriend. I ain't even gonna name the show. If you know the episode, you know what I'm talking about. She's like, oh, there he is. And then the other girl's like, oh. So she just grabs some random dude at the bar who happened to be this dude and drags him on the floor and starts grinding all on him, dancing on him like, yeah, like, you know, trying to make her old boyfriend jealous. But it was a huge feature. And he would have never got it had he not changed his freaking t-shirt. They would have been like, all right, you know, ain't no argument. He's lucky the lady was willing to work with him, because most of the time they can look at you one time and like, all right, anyway, who wants to put on this V-neck and get this? You know, they ain't gonna tell you might get a feature or anything. It's just gonna be who cooperates. Sometimes in those moments, they're testing you to see who's going to cooperate. Now, I ain't one for, you know, take you too far out of your lane, ask me to do something I'm not comfortable doing. You always have a right to speak up. That's just what it is, period. I don't give a damn what they tell you. Be your individual self, live your life. And if it's giving you too much of something that you don't want, you know, go elsewhere. Stop working on those sets, or find yourself in the independent community and tell your own stories. I keep saying that's so important, because that's what they're gonna look for to build the next industry anyway. Issa Rae. I use Issa Rae's name like a prime example because she's just one of the greatest that did it, even though there's so many others. It happens, but you gotta do it. You gotta do it, and you gotta have your head right about it, y'all. You can't be sitting there on some, you know, nothing wrong with being old school, but don't be so old school that you can't be new school enough to stay on your ass at work and get some more work. And understand, if you like I say, what do you want? You want to be Denzel? You want to be Morris Chestnut? You want to be? I'm trying to think of all the dudes that the ladies just lose their mind. You know what I'm saying? All these cats get dressed by folks who might be straight, might not be straight, whatever, who understand fashion. As long as what you're telling me makes sense, and when I put it on, it looks good on me, I'm like, yeah, man, what else you got for me? Oh, yeah, we gonna put this on you too. All right, yeah, bring it. Shit, that's a dope-ass tie. Hell yeah. You know what I'm saying? You know, as long as you ain't disrespecting me, get that work. That's all I'm trying to stress to y'all, because I know a lot of my dudes out here, y'all can be on one. And once upon a time, I was a little bit more narrow like that until I started understanding the biz and more understanding, you know, where I can put up my boundaries and nothing's getting crossed, nothing's going to change anything about me, but I'm going to actually get more because of what I've decided is again, these garments have a purpose. Wear the right thing with the right thing, get the role that goes with that thing. Period. Hope that helps somebody. That's my tip for today on that. I will end on also saying, yeah, I'm gonna think that's enough. We could do another episode on wardrobe, but for today, I think that's a lot. All my fellas, get that work. Ladies, apply this to you too, because it goes the same. I just can't speak on it from y'all perspective, but you know where it would, you know, equal the same thing of you being in a lane of I don't like to wear this way. If you could tell these folk know more about this than you, and they're giving you that look that you always looking in a magazine, admiring, saying, "Oh, she look good. Oh, that look good." Maybe trust that they know what they're talking about, and go with it. And the same goes with grooming and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was a long process before I shaved this thing here. And I still want to grow it back. In the back of my mind, I wish my hair had a little part that don't want to grow or whatever as I get older. I wish it would all fill in. It may never happen. But I tell you what, these ladies sure like this bald head slick. And I like the ladies. Yeah. Y'all have a good one. This is The Business.